Welcome, welcome. Chris here with the trades. Going to go over seven tickers, seven trades that I'm looking at here for the week ahead. Seven stocks that meet my criteria for swing trades long. These are seven stocks that have strong fundamentals. And then after that, I'm looking for stocks on the chart that have a pullback and a way to enter, an entry point, so to speak. So right now, looking at SPY, the market, obviously on a downtrend here. We've got an interesting setup. It definitely looks like, and I've been saying this for a while, it looks like we're set for a rollover, and we've got it. I got some levels marked here on SPY. Definitely going to be a buyer down into this range here, the 722, 716 range where it wicked and shot back up. Uh, but it definitely does look like it's looking a little heavy to me. But then again, all the dips have been bought up every time. So we'll see what we're going to do here with SPY. I'd be looking at a trade maybe to long here on this level. If we open above, open below, we're looking to see it push back up for the rollover back down into these levels. If it does open above, I'd be looking for it to push up into these moving averages, the 9 and the 5 potential rejection and roll back down to this level. So to the list. First one on my list is none other than Meta. Meta looking really good here. It's got a pullback down into this natural level of support. Stochastic is nice and low. It's got a little more room to run, I would say. But we'll see where we open on Monday. I'd be a buyer down into this level for sure, 5 or so%. Maybe even take it down into this 8 or 9% range where we had this low from a few weeks before. See where we'll open on Monday and looking for the push, maybe to fill this gap, potentially up into this 5% range. So Meta's been all over the place. It's definitely been breaking structure a number of times, but according to the chart, this is a strong stop to me. Fundamentals look good. I'd be interested in buying and holding, but I'm looking for a pullback to a range where I can find some support in an entry, and it looks like it's setting up nicely here. We got earnings coming, so that could be a volatility marker. So keep an eye on that. But there, Meta, that's what I'm looking at. First one on the list. Also, IWM. Okay, this is looking like a strong stock. It's been trending up. We got a little bit of a divergence here. We've got these lows and then these highs, but yet on the stochastic, it's making a lower trend. So that divergence to me is a good sign. I'd be looking to see it come down into this level here, this natural level of support, of course. I'd be a buyer down into this range here. It's only 3 or so%. Probably take it down to this lower wick, 4 or 5%. Would be a buyer into this range for them to move back up, start taking profits up into these highs. So IWM also on the list is Hack. Hack is also a good one here for me. I'm looking at this one. It's pushed and it's pulled back. Stochastic is very low and a crossover and a green candle on Friday. Looking to see if it wants to continue this momentum up. See where we open on Monday, of course, but we've got this high. This might serve as some support for a push back up into these ranges. I'm going to be a buyer down into this range here. Probably give it a little extra room down to like 6 or 7%. Be a buyer into this range. See if it wants to hold and for the move back up. I'm liking this one as well. Additionally, looking at XBI. XBI is one that has strong fundamentals. It's been on an uptrend significantly over the last many months. So will continue. At some point, it's going to break the structure and fall apart. But until then, I'm looking at this one. Stochastic is where I want it, nice and low. It's into this range. It's been barcoding back and forth here. So we'll see what it wants to do on Monday, of course. I'm going to be a buyer into this range for sure, 3 or 4% into this range. It could potentially come down to here. That would be a long way to hold. I probably wouldn't be interested in that if it wants to come all the way down. But if it wants to hold this level here in and around this range, I'd be interested to see if it wants to push back up and make highs. Additionally, looking at 4C. So this one also looking good on my list for C4, should I say. It's pushing. Obviously, it's been on an uptrend. I like this big wash candle that's come down. It's found some support where it potentially might hold here, where this wick you see back here from early June. We've also got these highs. This high here, this high here is where I'd probably be looking to take some profits. So the risk profile is really nice. See where we open on Monday. Hopefully, we hold this range down into this 5 or 6% range. I'll probably be a buyer down to this 12% range because the chart is deceiving. But that's what you got to do. I think you got to give it a little room, see if it wants to bounce and move back up. Of course, if it does, wants to reach these highs, got a lot of upside potential here on C4. Also, looking at Path, UiPath. Another one on my list here. It's been trending down. It sort of broke this structure and wanted to move back up, and then transitioned into this bullish trend. Comes straight down into this natural level of support where we've got these levels here where it moved back up, comes right down, bounces back up on Friday. I like the crossover on the stochastic. See if it wants to do a day 2 or 3 continuation. See where we open on Monday, down into this natural level of support is about 10 or so percent. So it's pretty wide. I'm going to be a buyer small into that range, looking for the move back up into these ranges here, 10 and 12% as well on the take profit. And finally, looking at ZVIA. ZVIA has been coming down. It's got a nice move back up, pulled back down into some support, bounced, moved back up. Will it do it again? It's setting up really nicely. I like this little doji type candle showing some indecision. Perhaps it wants to find some support and move back up. I got a wick back here and this natural level of support as well with the green band. See where we open on Monday for risk. It's pretty wide, down to 10, 12%. I'd have to give it down at least down into here, really. Frankly, that's pretty wide. So go small, go slow. On Ziva is my plan. Going to take it down definitely into this range here, looking for the move back up. It's got a lot of potential. If it comes up into these highs, it could be 20 or so percent. So that's what I got. Lots of volatility, lots of activity, even on an overall downward headed market. It seems there are some opportunities for swings long. Happy trading.